All right, welcome to the Bulwark. I'm Sam Stein. I'm here with Marc Caputo in his dungeon of weaponry down in, where are you, Miami, Key Largo? Where are you?
Technically Coral Gables, the
On Coral
bougiest part of
Gables.
Miami. Yes.
Yeah, we'll call it an undisclosed location in Coral Gables where if the apocalypse happens, Marc is fully armed and ready to handle it all. Today, we're not going to be talking about Marc's weapons. We're going to be talking about what I would call small warfare happening over Mar-a-Lago, specifically around dueling ad purchases from the two campaigns, Kamala Harris' campaign and Donald Trump's campaign. They both have purchased airtime in and around Mar-a-Lago, that's Trump's club, to air ads. Marc, why is anyone fighting over this turf? Which obviously will not be, the Florida will not be going to Democrats this cycle. So what's the point of any of this?
Well, the real turf is in between Donald Trump's ears, right?
The right and left ear, right? Yes.
Correct. Right. They're the most precious
right
real estate. As football coaches always say, that's the most important part of the field.
Right.
And if Donald Trump is home in Mar-a-Lago, his campaign realized like he's not in that great a mood. And he's going to start seeing attack ads against him. And so we may as well like break off $50K or so to run on some broadcast ads so he sees them. And so we kind of don't get shit. And also so that the donors who happen to live in the area and the supporters can see them. And then the Harris campaign all of a sudden decided like, well, hey, what the hell? We're going to be doing a big nationwide ad buy. And Harris's campaign has more money than Crassus or Croesus. I can't remember which character it is. And
we'll fact check that.
Yeah, we will. And then Crassus was really rich, but I think Croesus was as well. Anyway, so the Harris campaign has just got loads and loads of money. And so they're like, okay, we're going to advertise in the battleground states and in the West Palm Beach media market. Now, we know what ad they're doing, which is a hit on Trump with the conservative Project 2025. Plans for the post-Trump election if it happens, his White House.
It's called Project 2025, a 922-page blueprint to make Donald Trump the most powerful president ever, overhauling the Department of Justice, giving Trump the unchecked power to seek vengeance, eliminating the Department of Education, and defunding K-12 schools, requiring the government to monitor women's pregnancies and severe cuts to Medicare and Social Security. Donald Trump may try to deny it, but those are Donald Trump's plans.
Well, revenge does take time, I will say that. And sometimes revenge can be justified.
He'll take control, we'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
And Trump has tried to distance himself from it, so it's sort of a double troll. Number one, it's in his media market, and number two, it's tagging him with the Project 2025 thing, which is something.
Let's stop for a second because I just think it's kind of important to step back a little bit about all this stuff. I mean, the premise of all of this is that Trump is watching TV.
That's true,
right?
Yes.
Like
true, Trump.
He's watching
true
TV.
Premise. Yeah,
right. No, number one, people don't really watch TV all that much anymore. Like I mean, I'm not like scrolling through cable anymore. Like I'm streaming, like most normal people. I'm streaming, right? Mm-hmm. I do watch a little bit of cable news here and there, but mostly I get it online. Trump is old school. He's watching TV.
Right. I think Trump said that one of the greatest inventions in the universe or in mankind was DVR. Right, it was TiVo.
No, he said TiVo specifically. Yes, same concept. The idea that he can fast forward through the commercials, but clearly they think he's watching the commercials.
There's a lot of evidence he is. In 2020, the Lincoln Project pioneered this technique of the audience of one by advertising in the West Palm media market, geofencing Mar-a-Lago, an attack ad against his campaign manager. And subsequent reporting bore out that Trump had paid attention to it and attacked his campaign manager over the substance of the ad, which is
Trump is basically like watching TV, and they're trying to, rather than just sort of talk to Trump about the state of the campaign, assuaging his concerns about things, making it clear to him that, look, this is not really like, you might see some ads in this market, but don't worry, like Florida's definitely not going to Kamala Harris. They feel like they have to reach him, or at least exhibit their campaign's vitality by spending money so that he can potentially see a commercial on cable news.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, if it's now, it has been couched to us, we reported what I guess
for
you were-
donors too, and
Yeah, correct.
Talk about that return on investment. Talk about what they say.
What they say is there's a boatload of donors in and around the Mar-a-Lago area and the West Palm media market, and so if we spend $50,000 and we make $5 million, that's a good ROI. True, if true. We don't. Really know
it's totally fair. Like people do that all the time on internet, right? Like it's you take out a ton of Facebook ads, and you keep spending Facebook money because the ROI is great. Like you spend until the ROI doesn't make it useful anymore, right? Like we see that all the time with campaigns. It's harder to track with cable because who knows if the reason they're spending, they're not like writing the check, great commercial. I'm writing this check because of that amazing commercial I saw at Mar-a-Lago. The other thing that I'm kind of curious about is Trump even at Mar-a-Lago? It's August, late August, it's pretty hot out. Like he's up in the Northeast.
He's at Mar-a-Lago today.
Okay.
Tomorrow, I think he goes to Michigan.
Right.
And Thursday, I think he's either home or goes to Sarasota in Florida.
Right.
So he's kind of in and out, touching in and out. And he's getting in his fair share of TV time.
Okay, fair enough. I will say one of the things, this did happen, you're right, Lincoln Project pioneers. The Trump campaign in 2020, as I reported back when I was at the Daily Beast, they spent significantly more money on advertisements in the DC area. Again, not exactly like a battleground, because they were worried about Trump and congressional Republicans not seeing enough Trump ads back in that race. So there is some precedent to this. We don't know what the Trump ad is, correct?
We do not yet know. They have not told us. They say it's about $50,000. They just got the information back about the broadcast, or better said, the cable portion of the Harris ad. That's $50,000 as well. And so we're probably looking, would be my guess, probably looking at another $50,000 for broadcast. So they'll probably drop about double on that. And then there's of course the digital component,
And then they're also going on, I believe, the Golf Channel, right?
Well, that's what they might. That's what
they might. Okay.
Rick Wilson had told us with the Lincoln Project.
Oh, tell us. Yeah. So Rick did it, and that's because he knows Trump watches golf.
Mm-hmm. He Trump loves to watch golf. I don't think is there any golf on television in August anyway. I think
there's golf all year round. I feel like they just
By the
go
way,
somewhere else in the world.
My favorite NBC story when I worked there was another Marc Caputo with the same spelling, Mark, and I would get all the golf stuff, and he would get all the hate mail. So,
there's another Sam Stein out there who's a professional poker player.
One time,
he makes a lot more money than me.
I got accidentally sent a ticket to St. Andrews in Scotland. I was like, "Damn it! I should just take it and go."
Really,
with
you should have just done it.
Guy,
Yeah, you should have done it. All right, so let's close with this. It's not that much money, right? Like $50,000 is not going to be that much for the Trump campaign. $100,000 is not going to be much for the Harris campaign. Let's talk about Florida, though. Like, is it? I mean, you're there. You've kind of had your finger on the pulse. Right. Palm Beach is kind of reliably Democratic. Florida is reliably Republican. Is there any chance that we see any movement in the state, you think, between now and November?
Well, yeah, I think there's a chance that we're going to see movement. I think it's going to be positive movement for Kamala Harris. But are we going to see such movement and positive movement for Kamala Harris that Donald Trump's team spends significant money in a holy shit moment? I don't think so. But if it happens, then we'll see, because they'll spend the money. Right.
Well, I guess the other question is, will Harris have so much holy shit money that she can actually just be like, you know what, let's see what happens here. Let's drop a couple mil in one of these markets and see if we can move some numbers.
No, that's a good question. Florida has been Lucy with the football to the Democrats' Charlie Brown for a long time now. I think Bloomberg almost spent like $100 million in 2020, and Trump wound up winning Florida by a bigger margin than even George W. Bush did in 2004 when he did rather well. So, and he did better than Obama did when he won. So it's just hard to see.
No, it's impossible to see. They would probably spend their money more in Texas, right? Like that's got more payoff for the Senate race there.
If they were smart, they would actually, if they do have the fuck your couch kind of money, they should actually take it and park it into growing ground game in Texas and in Florida, like real investments on infrastructure.
Right.
But that never gets done, in part because consultants make money off of ad buys. They don't make it off of voter registration.
That's true. That's true. All right. Look, thank you for reporting on this. I appreciate it. I know that these it might seem like small trivial story, but I think it does get to something larger, which is like Trump is like kind of in his own ecosystem, and the campaign more or less has to spend a good portion of their time trying to placate him, right?
Yeah, well, they have to manage his moods, and they have to manage his moods to such an overt degree that the other guys see it. They're like, "Oh, this guy is moody. We can get in his head. Well, let's break off $100,000 and let's fuck with it, right?"
Yeah, yeah. All right, Mark, don't do anything with the weapons in and around you. Just keep them on the wall.
Well,
Thank you for.
By the way, I do need to show you. Like, I have a
No, don't show
no,
me.
no.
I don't wanna
It's
see.
it's a
Don't wanna see
sawfish. I got like a sawfish rostrum. That's kind of cool. And as you see, I also have like puppets and stuff. So it's a weird place.
Yeah, definitely not like our office here at Bulwark HQ in DC. Marc Caputo, thanks a bunch, man. Let's get that story up on the site so people can check it out. And of course, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and our main website as well. And share all the videos like this. And come back to Bulwark on YouTube for more. Thanks a bunch.